Hey everyone, Steven here with LuckyCasts, and today we're going to talk about the basics of components in Lucky. Most popular frameworks today have the idea of a component available, and Lucky is no exception. Components help to keep code organized, consolidate logic, and maintain consistency in your applications. I've got a basic application shell here with a dashboard and a user page. And you can see that the content is very similar between the two. I basically have a card with a header and a body, and the same thing on the account show page. This is a perfect candidate for a component because it's almost identical content across two different pages. So let's jump into the code in Lucky and figure out what we need to do to make that work. To get started, I'm going to open up our dashboard page. You can see this is about what we'd expect from this page. So I've got the card outline, a basic header section, and then the body, with a little bit of content in each. Before we extract a component, let's just extract this out into a plain crystal method on our page. Because Lucky uses plain crystal for rendering HTML, that's pretty easy. What we'd like to write is something to the effect of render a card with a title of dashboard and a body of body. So let's pull this code out. Let's make a private method called render card, and that's going to take a title and a body. We'll paste our code in, we'll replace this text with title, and we'll replace the body text with body. We'll save, and we'll wait for our code to compile. And there we go. Our content looks mostly the same, and we've extracted this to make it much more simple to reason about. All I'm doing on this page is rendering a card with the title of dashboard and the body of body. But remember, two pages had a very similar layout, the other one being our account show page. If I open that up, it's the exact same thing, just with slightly different content. So if I wanted to reuse that same formatting, I'd have to copy and paste the same private method with the same method call and signature into the content. That's not ideal and can quickly fall out of sync, leading to inconsistencies in application styling. Instead, what I'm going to do is extract a component in Lucky so that I can call the exact same method in the exact same way from every page that needs a card with a title and a body. So let's generate our component with a Lucky gen component, and I'm going to call this a shared card component. Now let's open up our card component, and we can see that we have something very similar to our views, a basic render method that we can now fill with the private method we already extracted. We'll pull out the private method, we'll open our card, and we'll essentially paste all of that code here. The only thing different about a component from a plain private method is that in a method, while I put my parameters here, like title and body, in a component, I simply tell Lucky that it needs a title, which is a string, and that it needs a body, which is also a string. If I wanted to make one of these optional, I could put a question mark at the end, but for our purposes, we'll leave them both required. Let's save this code, and now go back and actually use it on our dashboard page. So before, where I had a render card method, I'm now going to instead mount my component by calling mount shared card with a title of dashboard and a body of body. This does functionally the same thing, and it even looks very similar. Now I can remove my render card method, save the page, and wait for a recompile. There we go. Our browser refreshed and everything still looks just fine. So let's put this to the test by now taking this component and mounting it on our show page. So again, if I click into the show page in our browser for a user, I can see that it says your profile and then my email. Let's mount our new component instead with the same code, mount a shared card. For the title here, we'll call it your profile. And for the body, we'll say email is the current user .email, exactly the same as we have it down here. We can now remove all of this code, And just to show a difference, let's add a 2 at the end. We'll save and wait for the compile. And there we go. In 5 minutes, we've extracted a key component of our application, making it easier to extend, maintain, and keep styling consistent for all of our users. In a future video, we'll be diving into more advanced component usage, but until then, this has been Steven with LuckyCasts. Have a great day.